Hello, it's Dusty. At the start of this episode, we were all playing web fishing, and we had some real bad mic bleed with the keyboards. So if you cannot stand that sound, I am so sorry. Go ahead and skip that. I don't blame you. It gets worse as the episode goes on, and I just don't have time to fix that right now, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I have a way to deal with it that will be in the next episode, but this one will have to just chalk up to learning experience. So, if you're willing to keep listening, thank you, and we'll see you in the episode. What a good start. Silence. I like it.
Yep.
10 out of 10. Give us the best
finally?
podcast of the year.
Everyone's so mean to me.
Dude, what?
I always
People
picture
have to
that
eat.
picture.
Nobody laughed at me.
Anytime anybody says everybody's so mean to me, I just immediately picture that guy, the guy with his back turned and his whole cheeks out as he says that.
You made fun of me.
You made
Don't
fun of
bully me, I'll come.
Yeah.
All right. I'm tired. How are you?
You forget how to open these?
I've never opened one
exhausted.
correctly in my life.
Cerveza Crista.
No,
We're not sponsored.
we're not
We could
sponsored.
be.
Not
We're
sponsored.
not. We could,
But we're not.
but we're not.
Could we really? I don't think we could, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you. There's no
could.
way anybody. We are unsponsorable. It's only a matter of time before one of us accidentally says a slur
We're
on
not
air.
unsponsorable.
No.
I think you'd be the only one
We're better than that.
would.
No, I know. We're better than that. It's a joke.
If Guy Beam can still get sponsors, we are good.
Guy
Hulk
who?
Hogan.
Guy Beam?
You think Hulk Hogan gets sponsors nowadays?
Do you not know who Guy Beam is?
No.
No.
Oh. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Then I'll let you imagine. That's Doctor Disrespect's real name, Guy Beam.
Oh.
It's Doctor
Oh.
Disrespect.
No wonder his name was dumb as hell.
Guy Beam.
So, speaking of like old YouTube and shit like that, there's a new content cop out.
Really?
Yeah,
He said he
iDubbbz
wasn't
made a
gonna do that.
content. He made a content cop on H3H3.
Interesting.
It's
So-
pretty good. It's mostly him basically calling out H3 for being really immature about all of his relationships lately and extremely transactional.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of throwback
Does
stuff.
does frenemies get brought up?
A few times.
Yeah.
Frenemies and his relationship with Hassan Piker. And also, especially the biggest thing is H3 being super close-minded on the Israel-Palestine debate. So yeah, it's a pretty good video. But also, it's like I looked at my YouTube and I was like, oh, I'm getting recommended old iDubbbz videos again. And then I rubbed my eyes a little bit, looked again, it's like 1 hour ago? What?
Yeah. I mean, that's always nice. A lot of times I do the opposite, where I'm like, "Oh, a new video," and then I'm listening to it. I'm like, "I'm pretty sure I've heard this before," and it was posted like 10 years ago.
Gods. Yeah, my For You page does have old videos. A lot of it's like old 10-minute power hours and stuff like that. But in this case, for old iDubbbz
Oh, boy.
videos, sometimes it's like bad unboxing and stuff like that. Huh?
Nothing.
Nothing.
What?
Boy, video games, huh?
Video-
Sure do love them.
Me holding my own dick.
What?
That's what I call it. It's video games, you know?
Video games, you know? Fancy, how have you been doing? What's your YouTube feed looking like? I don't know.
Mine's all scrap mechanic again. I don't know about lads.
My
though.
YouTube feed?
Yeah, what's YouTube trying to get you to watch lately?
I don't know. I don't look at recommended stuff.
Do
Wow.
you just
I
actively
just go to my
search up
subscriptions.
videos? Oh. See, wait, you actually genuinely are the only person I think who does that, because like YouTubers constantly complain about this, where they're like, yeah, your subscriptions don't actually matter, it's your views that matter. You are unironically the only subscription that matters, it
Well, I
seems.
have all the channels I like to watch, and I just check
But how do you
channels.
discover new channels?
by the people that I watch. They
Like
or from
collabs and
podcasts.
shout-outs.
They talk about people.
Fair enough.
You're a sociopath.
I think I'm the
Uh,
number one.
I don't know. Like, I wouldn't have ever found Hermitcraft if it didn't end up on my feed randomly.
Do we do gaming news still? I guess not, right?
Dusty does.
We do, but it's you know,
You know,
why do
it's
you
video
know?
games.
You know, you want some news?
Dusty?
The Switch 2 is gonna be good probably, but it's gonna be expensive. There's your news. Hey, did you hear? Here's the news. Did you hear that it also got the pre-orders got pushed back in Canada as well?
Yeah.
So now you
Yeah,
can't
but-
even go across the border and buy one.
Well, another thing that happened in Canada is PS Plus prices went up again. So
The
prepare
PlayStation,
for that one.
the PlayStation's consoles went up in a lot of markets a second time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In not Australia,
great
the
for
other
the
island,
economy,
the
huh?
one nearby that everyone calls Australia.
Lamau.
My brain is broken. The Kiwis,
New
where
Zealand?
are they from? Those guys.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
New
Play-
Zealand.
the
What?
the disc PlayStation is almost $1,000 in New Zealand now.
Oh,
It's up to
Everybody
900
else,
something.
but not me. In other news, there's like the Oblivion remake.
No,
That-
I forgot. Yeah, I probably should have spoke up about that.
Yeah, the
we're not
Oblivion
talking about
remake
that
is-
this episode. Sorry. I'm serious. The idea is it's rumored to come out next week, so we'll probably talk about it if it comes out, and if it doesn't, then we can have the fun conversation of it clearly exists. We know where the fuck is it. So we'll just wait.
Yeah.
We'll
I've
wait for
just
next
been
episode.
like watching everybody fan out about it even before we had actual concrete proof. I've just been like, okay. And now that we have actual pictures, I'm sitting there like, it better be good.
Yeah, I mean, we
If
knew
it's
it
not
was,
good, I might kill myself.
We knew it existed. We just didn't know if it
Wait,
currently
isn't that
existed.
one of the things Love drafted?
Mm,
Yes, it is. I
Oh.
did draft it. So if it's good, then
I just have to say, it would be so funny to me if Love's long shot picked a bunch of games to be determined that should never have come out picks. If that actually ends up netting her a win, I would laugh.
I'd buy
so
lottery
hard.
tickets, honestly, if that's how that works.
I mean, that
If it works out.
I've been paying attention to other podcasts that are doing the same thing, and there's some very funny, like, that should have never worked. But, like, kind of funny, the host, Blessing, he counterpicked 3D Mario as a joke. Like, I'm going to lose because there's never been a bad 3D Mario. But now we're like, Blessing, I think you survived because I don't think we're getting a 3D Mario this year. I think you survived somehow. That should have never worked. On a year that a new Nintendo console comes out, you should say, you know what's going to be bad? Mario. And then you survive. Like, that's what happened.
I'm just thinking Big Walk not being out yet is a crime. I'm so excited for this game.
That's going to be the next repo.
You know what? I hope. Speaking of repo, I kind of want to play that with you guys.
So do
but I
I.
don't have the money to get it.
I
and
own it.
I'm saving it just in case that I'm saving my money for
Listen, if
the Oblivion remake. if
it's
it comes
only
out.
$10, if y'all are serious, I'd buy it for you. It's only $9.
I already have it. I want to play it.
I do
would
want to play it.
I
Yeah.
guess.
I'll buy it for the three of us.
Cool.
Hell yeah. Oh, I've been checking Steam here and there to see if the games that I grabbed from that weren't in the critic thing are there. I'm gonna check again, see if Half Sword or Low Budget Repairs have come out. I should be notified when they do, but wish list.
You'll get an email.
The big piece of news that there's not really news. I just want to have a conversation. Every podcast is doing this conversation, but I think we have some things to add to it.
I'm listening.
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to pull up my phone that I dropped and has a cracked screen and a broken. I have an exposed battery on my phone now. Where's my phone?
You do that?
So I care more about my car than my phone.
Did you run it over?
No, the air struts that keep the hood open failed, so I used my phone as a little lever to keep my hood open, and I forgot I put it there, and I closed the hood on my phone.
You dumbass.
It works perfectly fine. It's just real ugly now.
You should probably get some way to cover up your battery.
I did. The back is glued on. My phone is not waterproof anymore. That seal has been broken. But I put the back on. But there's some exposed like board and stuff, but nothing like battery. Battery's covered up again. The bump around the camera is half gone, so now my cameras are extra exposed. It's $100 phone. I could literally buy one now if I wanted to, but I don't. I don't want one. I'm good. It's perfectly fine. Goth rave. Okay.
So what's the conversation?
I'm pulling my phone out still. I'm getting my notes.
He's pulling his phone out.
He's pulling his phone out.
I wasn't prepared. I'm sorry. News. Why did I call it moose? Oh no.
I heard news, but maybe that's not what you said.
News. No, I spelt it moose. I accidentally
The
put
news
MEWS.
haunts you.
They're next to each other. It's fine. All right. Tell me if you've heard this before. Okay.
Okay.
I'm listening.
Releasing soon, a new live service PlayStation game. Set in a world with a basic but slightly interesting art style, held within a popular and wow, I put heavenly. I need to learn how to type. Damn. Set in a world with a basic but slightly interesting art style, held within a popular but heavily saturated genre, where more than an art style is needed to stand out, with the promise of big updates and the concept of a plan for a story to be told over time. While on release, it will be nothing more than the minimal viable product for this type of game to function, despite being developed for many years with over 300 people working on it. This $40 game is sure to hit big and make Sony lots of money, despite being surrounded by plenty of free-to-play options and even larger ones that already have players that will not want to leave. Have you heard this before?
Can I also
I-
address, I know about this, and they also don't have proximity chat.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Marathon.
We're talking about Marathon.
It's
But yeah, the
Marathon.
joke is that's just Concord, actually. It's also
Yeah,
Hyperscape.
Yeah.
The
been
wild
mini
thing
games.
is that actually, like, I do like the art style. It's pretty cool looking.
So do I. And as much as I'm making a joke about it, it has a much better chance of surviving than Concord. Concord's problem was they put hundreds of thousands of dollars into a new game. At least this is Bungie.
Yeah, not only is this Bungie, but it's also like an IP
gunplay's
that
gonna be
people have been clamoring for anything. Like I'm sad that it's a PvP extraction shooter.
It's PvP VE.
Oh boy. I can guarantee nothing in the environment is going to infuriate me more than the team of washed out Apex Legends players that will slide up on my ass and take me out in 2.5 seconds.
If this doesn't work, then Bungie probably dies, by the way.
I disagree.
Why is that?
The deal with PlayStation is we own you, but you can act independent as long as you prove your worth or make lots of money. So, like, even if this game fails, they will still be very much used as we still want to make live service games. But also, they just announced, like, today that they're putting more content into Destiny 2. Like, they're doing more expansions for Destiny 2 again.
I Destiny 2, my relationship with that game is like an abusive marriage.
You got to get out. Listen, I broke up with Call
No,
of Duty. You can break up with
have.
Destiny.
I have not booted that game up in months.
But how about new content?
I can't. I'm so behind on all the lore that's happened up to this point because of the way the seasonal stuff is now. I just...
Me too.
Have they really been doing that much?
New stuff there's new story stuff every 2 weeks.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
It used to be every week, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're still going on that, which means that, like, unless they rotate it, which would be fine, I guess, but, like, if they don't do that, then there's, like, no way I'm catching up on everything that's happened since I left.
Well, that's the thing, because most
also,
of it is
I didn't
like...
get the Prismatic because I didn't have the DLC for that, and I just couldn't justify buying it when I didn't have a job.
Well,
So.
and the thing is, too, is, like, the seasons. There's just so much of Destiny 2 is just pay money now.
That's also kind of true. One thing I also want to bring up is like, I have an issue with FOMO tactics in general, but, like, for this one specifically, it's like, if you just weren't there in that 2-week window where they introduced, like, seasonal content, if they're, like, introducing armor sets and stuff like that with all these seasonal content, that means, like, you weren't there for that 2-week window. I guess the one armor that you think is really cool, you can never get it.
Well, not only that, but, like, they even made it so that you can't just grind out the whole battle pass right away.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was already upset that they had added battle passes. But then they divided the battle pass, so it's like... Yeah, you
actually
get to tier
genuinely
100,
have to play forever.
but there's actually 200 tiers, and the second half of the battle pass doesn't unlock until this long in.
Yeah, I remember.
I was like,
Oh, wow.
okay.
That is kind of a dick move.
It is.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we're talking $20, $40 kind of cosmetic stuff.
And after you got this
$70 to get access to the next 3 mini seasons, basically.
I would also say it's like, after all of us in this call here paid for this game, we bought this game back before it was free. We still also have to buy... Yeah, Love pre-ordered it. We also now still have to buy the expansions, despite having already sunk how many instances of $60 into this game? Because all the expansions are like $60.
Yeah, every expansion was a full price game.
Yeah, and so it's like, I remember playing Warmind. Where's that content now?
Gone.
Where's all of that?
That is
gone.
so gone that while in court they have to show people's YouTube videos.
The Red War's gone. Warmind is gone.
War's gone. Warmind's
Curse
gone.
of Osiris is gone.
I'm glad
3
Curse of
DLC.
Osiris is gone.
Those 3 DLC that we each spent individually $60 on, those are all gone. I'm pissed about that. That's stuff that we
Forsaken.
paid for.
Forsaken's gone too.
Forsaken's gone. Yeah, I actually don't.
Wait, they
know
got rid of
why
Forsaken?
Yeah,
Pretty sure. Yeah.
I thought it was just the stuff before Forsaken.
No, I think they changed it.
Is it before Forsaken or is it like after?
I don't think you can
Either way.
play Forsaken anymore. I think the oldest you can go back now is Shadowkeep.
That's
Fucked up.
extra stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Because you can still go to the moon.
It's really fucked up. I think that
Because they got rid of the reef, and the reef was a part of Forsaken.
Oh, yeah.
It's wild to me because, like, thinking about it, I kind of understand the idea of not wanting the game to be too bloated with all this extra content. But then that's like the game that you play when you introduce all this new
Well,
content.
Like, if you
Also,
look at other games, like fucking
Look-
Elder
look at
Scrolls
World
Online,
of Warcraft.
I
Now,
would
if
say
you-
Elder Scrolls
if-
Online has more content than Destiny 2,
Well,
and that game is 120 gigabytes.
hold those horses, because look at World of Warcraft.
Yeah, World of Warcraft.
You can go, I mean, obviously there's the classic version now, but from the moment the game became what it is, you can play that early content. Does it look
Yeah.
ugly? Yes. It's not updated at all. But you can still go do that stuff. And it's one of those things where it's like, the thing that makes me still not able to delete Destiny 2 is just I genuinely so much love the gunplay. I still enjoy the skills.
No, the game
I
played
like my
very well. It
my
was a
hover
fun
surfboard
fucking
is
game.
fun.
I just think that the content management is dog shit.
And the monetization is
Yeah,
pain.
the FOMO especially.
Bungie,
I
will
fucking
play
hate FOMO.
Marathon if you add a station wagon to the game again. Thank you.
I fucking hate FOMO. It's why I think honestly the best monetized games I can think of are like right now Helldivers. I think is the best example of a really well monetized game.
Finals.
While I'm
The finals is
definitely
pretty
gonna
well monetized, yeah.
while I'm definitely gonna pay attention to Marathon, I do gotta
Although
say,
I don't like battle passes.
when I first heard them announcing that they were doing Marathon, I was excited to see them do like a remake or remaster of the original series to like a new first person shooter, sci-fi, story driven, and then they're like it's a looter shooter that'll get a story eventually, maybe, probably, kind of.
They've confirmed no, they're gonna do what kind of. I'm guessing they're going to do what the finals is doing, which is a lot of the story is going to be through YouTube videos and stuff, through trailers and seasonal updates and stuff.
Also, Marvel Rivals is another game that does monetization okay.
Yeah, well, like I'm okay. I get the battle pass hate. I'm okay with it, especially with the finals. It's like
I'm okay with it
there's
if there's
lot
a
to
way.
buy.
Well, here's the thing. I'm okay with a battle pass if you make it to where once you buy it, you have it.
Yes.
Like
Fortnite
Marvel
Battle
Rivals does that great. Because if you buy the battle pass, the season, like, you don't keep the purple stuff through the seasons, but you do keep your battle pass. And if you miss stuff in the previous battle pass, you can just play and earn the purple stuff and get the stuff in the battle pass that you have now.
Yeah.
One of the big things, as much as I don't like battle passes, it's whatever at this point. Like, as long as what you put into that battle pass has good value and also doesn't take
30
hours
years.
upon hours upon hours upon,
For
if-
Honor's first battle pass was a big problem, I remember, because of the fact that, like, it was just, in my experience, really rough getting all the stuff out of it.
That's my
Well-
problem with any Ubisoft Battle Pass. Like, it took forever to do the X-Defiant one. I vaguely pay attention to the Rainbow Six one because of my boyfriend, and even that one, it's like, it takes forever to do
forget-
this fucking thing, and there's nothing
Oh,
cool in
man.
here anyway.
I was gonna say, I forget sometimes that Rainbow Six has a battle pass. That's
It-
how long it's been since I played Rainbow Six.
Is I've only ever looked at a Rainbow Six Siege battle pass once in my life.
You know what a bad battle pass makes me think of?
Call of Duty.
Huh.
You remember Call of Duty World at War pistol grips
That
Oh
that
my
was World War
God.
II.
or World War II?
Yeah,
You-
that was
you
my-
remember-
I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah.
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 You're you want an ultra rare pistol grip instead of
Fucking
anything
God,
else that anyone
There
will
were
actually
so
see.
many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
That was
th-
just
it was
filler for the
hell.
cases. Yeah, I'm
This makes me think. Go on.
I was gonna say I'm okay with battle passes, especially again like in the finals and stuff. I get it. At least the finals is free, and you're not buying expansions. That's where I start to hate them. Why does Call
Yeah.
of Duty have a battle pass? Is Marathon going to have a battle pass?
Yeah.
When it's a premium game that I am paying for, and
At the
then
beginning,
every couple months
full
you're like,
price.
we need more.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
another game that has a really good battle pass, Warframe, because you don't have to pay for it. You just
It
have
is
it.
free.
Yeah.
Yep. Warframe has no actual paid no content in Warframe is locked behind a paywall.
Yeah.
You know, the pregnancy mini game's not behind a paywall.
No, you
It
can
is
do
not.
that for free.
You get it for
Wow.
free.
What a
Came
bargain.
free with your fucking Warframe. You can
Pregnancy.
buy things if you want, and it's
Yeah.
more of like a pay to do things faster type of deal.
Yeah.
For a lot of this stuff, but I'll be honest. Most of Warframe's like paid stuff that you would like the stuff that you actually spend money on, is either like you're just paying for convenience, or you're paying to not have to farm yourself.
Well, here's the other cool thing, right? If you do go out of your way and go out and farm a bunch of stuff, you can sell it to other people. You don't
Yeah,
have
that's
to
also
spend
true.
your money to get all the stuff that you want to speed up or the
Yeah,
cosmetics
there
you
are
want. You can
genuinely
spend
people.
other people's money.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there are genuinely people in Warframe who grind fuckloads of Prime gear and then just start selling it to people on the market, and make like a bunch of plat that way so that they can not have to spend money on the game. I just choose to spend money on the game because I love the game and I want it to succeed.
So, with like seasonal storytelling and stuff,
Oh no.
the finals does it in a way that I'm okay with. I have a problem with Halo Infinite's a great example of this, or Rainbow Six Siege. When has the storyline of a Rainbow Six Siege season done anything for the gameplay outside of introduce the new character?
Exactly. That's my problem with the battle pass. One thing I like about the finals battle pass is it's a very small little story. It's just like, hey, you know, CNS hacked in fucking 1400s Japan because they hate us. Damn. You know?
Yeah.
And
It's
then-
like,
and then it's like, but hey, the battle pass is all like Mesoamerican stuff, so if you like it, it's cool. If not, it's fine, don't buy it. It's like, cool, thank
Yeah.
you.
but also
I liked all
like,
the Mesoamerican stuff. It was really cool.
the story of the finals, and this is why the finals does the seasonal storytelling in a way that I'm down with. The finals is a sport.
Yeah.
The story is, oh, here's a sponsor thing, or these guys hacked the game, or, you know, it's not, this lady from her own private military corps hacked into our system, took a bunch of our jobs, and is now operating in almost direct competition with Team Rainbow. By the way, she's also the new operator. I don't know if you know, that's Callie, the sniper
Yeah,
lady.
well, yeah, I know.
She's not actually a part of Team Rainbow. She is in direct competition with them throughout several of their storylines. Doesn't mean a thing.
Yeah, as it say,
Or Halo Infinite.
Rainbow
Halo
Six Siege
Infinite
having
is
a story
like,
has always been weird because like the whole thing is like training for the terrorist like
counter-terrorist.
upset
Yeah.
counterterrorism. I know, I wasn't about to say terrorism.
They bring
but,
real
like,
Training to be
terrorists in.
terrorists.
What got stuck in my mind is that they removed terrorist hunt,
Yeah.
so there is actually no counterterrorism anymore.
No.
It's just the training.
Well, on top of that, though, look at Halo Infinite. Halo
I
Infinite's
miss
like,
terrorist hunt, man.
this season, this guy's, armor got infected by an AI, like a malicious AI, and there's a whole thing about that. That doesn't have anything to do with the gameplay. You can get that AI cosmetically now. That story doesn't matter. Oh, we found we found a flood ship. Doesn't nothing to the game. Like at the end of the day, a purely PvP game with seasonal storytelling, it means nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. during their live stream, the way they explained it for Marathon is, it sounds like it's going to be the finals. They fully understand that it's really hard to put a story in a game, in a PvP game, where the story is everyone hates everyone except for your two friends that are with you currently right now, I guess. So a lot of it is, okay, well, it's less of a story and more, here's some fun short things to flush out the world, which is what the finals is. The final story is, you're a contestant in a sport who lives in a bad world and just wants to make money to survive. And then the rest is the funny, the hacking, and the announcers have fun little storylines. But none of it has to actually do with you, and that's what it sounds like Anthem's going to be, at least from the start. Because
Anthem?
yeah,
Marathon.
you know what's funny is
Same thing.
I'm not the first person to do that. I've been listening to podcasts, and a lot of people kept doing that. That's very funny. I've listened to a lot of podcasts on this game to figure out what's going on.
Oh, man, I miss Anthem.
I'm out of worms.
Unironically, I think Anthem actually had good gameplay. It just didn't have a lot of content.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the other reason why I wanted to bring this up, and I did the whole tell me if you've heard this before. Because everything about Concord was, everyone who played it liked it. It was a fun, fine game.
Yeah, well, for Concord, I think they just didn't fucking market it. I didn't hear about this game until it was already dead.
I did. That's because I pay attention to a lot of things.
I played the open beta for it. It was alright.
I was gonna say, I had seen like clips and stuff of some of the weapon handling animations, and it's like there was clear attention to detail in there, and I didn't hear anything bad about the gameplay. It's just, with middling character designs that didn't really draw people in, and a complete lack of advertising, that game was toast.
Yeah.
At least Marathon has Bungie attached to it, which, even with all the not-so-great will generated by Destiny 2, will attract people.
Yeah. I mean,
it's got the
I don't
title
think hating
Marathon.
Destiny 2 is the popular opinion on Destiny, to be fair.
Well, it's also got the title Marathon attached to it, which, ever since Halo, people went back to Marathon, and also, like, Marathon was pretty solid even when it originally released. That is a universe where people are like, feed me more information, please.
They've confirmed that this game, it's in the same universe, but they're going to be rewriting.
It's like a different, yeah.
They're going to use this to fix what they don't like about the other three. But
I wonder if they'll get rid of the solar system eating worm in the sun.
Who knows?
Nah, that could be a part. That could be a story point.
From what I've heard, 'cause they had a private thing where they brought a bunch of like content creators and reviewers and stuff to play it, and everyone says it's a fun game, but everyone also says the exact same thing after that, which is there's no hook though.
Yeah.
It's like, for a game to stand out like this, it can't just be an extraction shooter. And so far it seems like the only thing it has is they want to be the extraction shooter for normies. Because extraction shooters are very much a hardcore type of game.
Yes.
So this
Much
game,
to my chagrin.
this game is a lot more friendly to newcomers. Which is why it's PvPvE. They wanted to make it possible that you can survive, not see a single real person. The bots are actually, difficult, but they're not real player difficult. And that will allow you to kill things, get some guns, extract, and still make some progress.
That is kind of nice. I'm gonna be honest. I just kind of am not huge on the genre in its entirety.
I'm willing to play it. Wulfryk and I played one that we enjoyed.
Yeah.
I don't think they remember it was an extraction shooter.
I probably don't remember what was
Oh, was it
The
the
mech
mech
one.
game?
Yeah, the mech.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was an extraction
Yeah.
shooter. That was a 3-team extraction shooter. We have one that we both were like, this is fun. This is cool.
Is it really an
Yeah.
extraction shooter?
It
Yes.
was.
Yeah, I guess we always blew everyone up
Yeah,
before actually getting to
it
extraction.
was always that game has smaller lobbies, so it was easy to kill everyone before you extracted ahead of time. We would just usually kill everyone because there was only like 3 or 4 teams on the map at a time.
I'd play that game again. That game was
So
cool.
would
I
I.
like mechs.
So I'm. It
I
sounds
kind of want to
like
play it with you guys at some point.
yeah. I mean, when the game comes out, absolutely. So I'll play the game. I'm open to extraction shooters. It's going to have an open beta in like August, I think they said, or something like that, because it comes out September.
Okay.
I mean, if it's
Um,
an
I'll
open
give it a
beta,
shot.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, this is also the first PlayStation game that they understand this needs to be everywhere, so it's coming out on Xbox even, and it's gonna be crossplay. So like
thank
yeah.
God.
So that's the one thing with like Helldivers. It's like, why is this not on Xbox? this should be. You want more players for this type of thing.
It should be. Xbox has been begging for it. PC players have been begging for it. Everyone is like, just let the Xbox players come. We need the Halo audience. Bring them.
Yes.
Please.
This game will have it. Day one, it's on Xbox.
Good.
So I'm excited to give it a chance, but it does seem like it's missing the big catch of like Hunt Showdown has the big bosses that you have to kill. It's a lot more about being quiet and only killing what you have to. Even Call of Duty had one where it was a zombies mode. And it's like that it's a PvE only, but you see real people also going against the zombies. The E's. Like that was an interesting idea. But yeah, it just seems like it just seems like it's still in the oven and yet it's releasing in like 6 months. It's like, what? I do, however, like I said, I think it'll be okay. I think they'll survive. They've got Destiny 2 stuff still coming out. They've got this coming out. Even if Bungie is too big to let this game fail. There's no way that they just close it within the month.
I mean, yeah, but like, then again, is Sony too big to have let Concord just drop like that? Was Concord one of their smaller studios?
That was a brand new studio. That was their first game. That's why it was easy to kill them.
Yeah.
That was a company that was making Concord for a different publisher. Sony liked it, came in, bought the studio, bought the IP from the other publisher, and then continued to develop it for another 4 years. That's why, like, we don't know exactly how long it took, but when you factor all of that in, and the fact that that game was in production for 3 years, then 4 more after they bought it. They bought the IP, the studio, hired everyone, got multiple hundreds of people to now be on, they have to pay all those people hourly. So it's like, that's why it's like, this game was probably close to like $300-400 million. And just for it to on PC have 700 players. Like, it will have more than that. It will. So I think it'll do okay. It might be one of those things where maybe it's not huge right away, but they're not going to let it close. PlayStation will, as long as Destiny is a thing, I don't think they'd close them.
Yeah.
Because they have bought a player base that has already gotten 2 games. A lot of people are still playing those. They still have a team working on smaller updates still. So I don't think they close if Marathon fails. However, when they were purchased, like I said earlier, the deal was you can act independent as long as you make lots of money or prove your self-worth otherwise. If Marathon fails, I think Sony takes over and Bungie as we know it is dead. The name and the company will still exist, but it will be a PlayStation
a weird zombie shell.
Yeah, it will be a PlayStation studio. There will be a CEO put in by PlayStation, and that will be a full-on PlayStation studio at that point. That's what will happen.
Yes.
Yeah. Probably.
Do you think if 343 and Bungie fused back together into one company, we would get a good game again?
No.
Because, like, think about it. Halo Reach happened, and then the two halves split apart, and that's where we ended up where we are now. Like, that's the timeline where it branched. If we combine them, is it like the fusion dance where they'll turn into something better than the sum of its parts?
No, I don't think so. I think Halo Studios is fucked.
I'm not calling them that.
You don't.
They can
dead name
rebrand
them.
as many times as they want. They know what they did.
They know what they did. You don't want to buy our shitty battle passes? Fine, we're not updating the Master Chief Collection anymore.
Joke's on you, I don't want you to update the Master Chief Collection anymore. It breaks all my mods.
Yeah.
I don't need Halo 4 because I've got a modded campaign where someone said, what if Halo 4 was like the Halo 4 we really wanted?
At this point, the only update I would happily accept for that game is if they added Halo 5.
Yeah.
That's the only one where we're like, okay, no, yeah, update it, let the mods break, but this is worth it.
It's just because Halo
Yeah.
5 is completely inaccessible unless you jump through hoops or have an Xbox.
Or we just streamed it and that was terrible.
It was the worst possible way to do it.
Even if that game is the worst one, it's made even worse by it stuttering the whole time.
I mean,
The Halo where
even
you
if
have
it-
to aim and rely on companion AI.
Also, even if it's the worst, it kind of deserves to be preserved.
I agree.
Yeah, come at me with all your weird, doesn't feel like Halo assets. I'm not gonna, I remember when we played that, we were walking through some high-tech building, and it looked straight up like it was out of Fallout 4.
Yeah, there's some weird, this does not look like the Halo art style.
But also, Halo 5 really didn't feel like Halo in general, aside from, oh, look, it's the aliens we know, and some of the guns we know, and the vehicles. But it's like, they turned Halo into a cover shooter that relies on 3 middling quality AI.
Yeah, honestly, I think Halo Studios is just fucked. I don't think you could mix them with Bungie and it would go well.
No.
I think current Bungie could still make a good Halo. I don't think Halo Studios could make a good Halo. I think it is still that one half that was like, and that's enough. We don't need to do any more. We're happy. They could do it. The other half that was like, no, we have more to tell. No, you were wrong. You should have gone with the other half.
Or made a new IP. You can make a new sci-fi IP. You can do that.
Honestly, I would love more sci-fi IPs outside of the PvP genre.
Because here's the thing, right?
I would love
Halo 4, 5, and Infinite do not tell a story that feels like it's particularly well attached to the already established story of every previous game, and in fact directly conflicts some of the information we were given in said games.
Yeah.
I can't believe that I've now live in a world where I've played all Halo games. That happened
wild,
quick. It
isn't
was
it?
like, I've never played them. And then one day I woke up, I was like, not only have I played them, we attempted to play all of them in one night. That was the thing we attempted.
That definitely didn't go terribly at all.
I had fun. I would do it again.
Oh, I had a great
Pick
time.
up right where we left off.
Here's the thing. I have all the time in the world. I can do that.
That's true. We should do it sometime.
We should.
I'd be down to do it again.
Yeah. You just tell me when you got the availability and we'll do it.
Hell yes. I will keep that in mind. I'm serious. I'll do it again. We'll pick up. So we played all of 1, the first half of 2. We almost beat ODST. And then we
Yep.
have to go back and do the last half of 2.
Yep.
3. Do we do 4? I don't think we do 4. I think we do all the originals.
Yeah, we can just do all the originals.
Because we did do Reach. I forgot. We did do Reach.
Yeah.
We did Reach 1, half of 2, most of it. We did pretty good.
Yeah. We...
Pretty
Like-
good.
Yeah, it ended up being, a whole lot of hours.
Oh, it was literally all night.
But it, honestly,
And I'm pretty for Reach and 1 because we had both played it many. Those are the 2 we've played the most.
yeah,
I
for
think.
Reach and 1, we blasted through.
Yeah, those 2 was very much like I'm allowing skips.
We
if you have them.
obliterated the time to beat on those.
Yeah, on those two I allowed skips because it's like we both know this story. These are the two we keep replaying together anyway. We know this game. We can just
Well, and you know me, I
you
learn
have all the
silly
fun
tricks.
things. Yeah.
Oh, what's that? The longest level in Halo 1? What if we just got rid of half of it because we saved the sniper rifle and used that to take out some elites and steal their banshees?
They're free. You can just take them.
All right, so that I knew that would be a longer conversation, so that's why I decided no news today because that's kind of the news that happened. They had their live stream. I watched all of it for the last 4 days. I've been really trying to figure out what's going on, and it really just seems like a more likely to succeed, but still confusing Concord. It doesn't have a hook. It's kind of pretty. I like the art style, but why are we doing this? Why?
The funniest thing to me about it is just that a bunch of the YouTubers that I used to watch for like Halo videos, like Halo lore and stuff, they've all like they're grabbing onto it like the last lifeline they have because it's like there is such a Halo content drought. We've got nothing left. Marathon, at least it's still Bungie.
I think from here we go on to the main topic, the game we played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we're gonna get a extraction shooter in the Mass Effect universe?
I fucking
I don't
hope
think
to
so.
shit not.
I could see it happening.
Let's start this with the names that we gave it. I want to hear what everybody called it in their notes.
Oh yeah. Let me pull up my sticky note.
I'm gonna go first because I liked mine. It's ass erect.
Mine was just ass effect. I'm not creative this time.
You want to know mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heap outcome.
Heap outcome.
So
Sounds pretty good.
You went down mine, but I went even farther. I named mine the repercussion of density times volume.
Yeah. That's the name. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, how do I make this as long as possible? Wait, isn't there a literal math equation to figure out mass? What's that? All right, thesaurus effect. There we go. I have two notes. This is one of those games where I started playing and then I just remember a lot, but I didn't actually write any of it down.
Wow.
Yeah, it's mostly me complaining about our keybinds. This game has
There you
terrible
go. You're playing
keybinds.
with a keyboard. That's your problem.
I had to play with keyboard. Mine doesn't have controller
They-
support.
Yeah,
I played on
and-
controller.
And the base keybinds for the original version is what I had to turn mine into. They ruined it in the remaster. It's a worse keybinding. Why? I was talking to Wulfryk and I was like, "Hey, what are your keybinds?" And they explained it. It's like, "Wait, that's what I had to. That's what mine is currently. I had to make it that way." It's so bad. Why would they do it?
I'm also going to jump onto the control scheme thing and just say that I think that this game, like, once I figured out the controls, it was fine, but the game's controls are not well explained. Like, the tutorial explains the important ones, but, like, little things like putting your gun away, it doesn't tell you how to do that. Also, the game doesn't really do an amazing job of making sure that you or making sure right away that reload isn't a thing. Like, you figure that out by playing, but it is very funny. The first few times you try to reload, you will blow yourself up with a grenade.
It is true.
I also want to bring up the tank controls on running.
Just run in a straight line. It's fine.
The game is a cover shooter, which I didn't really expect. But even more than that, I think I said this to you guys before, and I'm gonna say it on the podcast. But BioWare liked to do this thing where they take games that are normally like would have been turn-based and then make them not turn-based anymore. And Mass Effect feels like XCOM, but not turn-based. Where, like, Dragon Age kind of feels like
one of those Pathfinder games, but like not turn-based.
All the controls felt less than stellar.
The gunplay didn't feel terrible once I got used to it. I had fun with it. Although
Let
I
me
know
tell
you
you.
had a different experience with the original because we
I
played
was
the
gonna
remaster.
say, observing what the remaster was like comparatively, y'all didn't have scope sway the way I did.
No, I could quick scope with that sniper.
No.
I think I kind of want to start off with things that I liked about the game. Because, honestly, I had a ton of fun with, like, the characters were really interesting. The lore and the world building was very interesting. I liked it. The dialogue is fluid. I didn't really run into... like, the dialogue from the characters is fluid. Shepard's dialogue is always like, I don't really know how you came to that statement at what I chose, but okay.
Oh, God. So often.
Also, just want to call attention to this. Captain Anderson is voiced by Keith David.
Yeah.
I think you immediately
Oh,
knew that as
I
soon as
knew
you
his
heard
voice
him.
was familiar. I'm like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, I could not picture him. I could not hear his voice and not think of the president from Rick and Morty every time he talked to me. But the voice acting in this game is actually pretty good. My favorite character was Joker. Just every time this guy, like the pilot, was talking, it was a funny moment, which makes sense. His name is fucking Joker. The companions, again, I liked talking to. Most of what I liked is in the story, really, which is why I think this game garnered as much popularity as it did. The gameplay is okay, at best.
I like the
I
driving
would-
sequences; they were pretty fun.
Oh, God, no. I would say, like, the story was good, but my big problem with a lot of the story stuff is, all of my involvement in the story was a guess at best. Like,
That is true. Going from prior knowledge of BioWare games, the top option is always the good option.
well,
The
not
bottom
even-
option is always the aggressive one, and the middle one is always either sarcastic or neutral.
Not even just that part of it, because, like, even after I figured that out, and started following that advice, my problem is I would go to react a certain way and, expect a certain dialogue, to be a part of the conversation, and it just the conversation never goes that way.
Yeah, that
It
also
fe-
comes up.
It feels like Shepard. You know how, like, Undertale did the thing where it's like, oh, you're not actually this character, you're just, like, you're just the soul.
Yeah, you're like inhabiting them. Shepard does come off that way
It
sometimes.
feels like
Yeah.
I am possessing Shepard, and every time I tell them what to say, they're just like, a bagel. No.
Yeah, it does kind of. There's like one where like there's this OPSEC guy who complains that specters don't have like regulations. They're basically above the law, and he doesn't think that anybody should be above the law. And you have like the option to call him naive for that, but you don't have an option to agree with him. And I'm just sitting there like, no, but I agree that does suck. Why is there an institution that's above the law? Especially now that the one specter of the two specters I've talked to, 50% of them have been an asshole.
And the other 50% are dead.
Yeah, the other 50% is dead.
I'm going to be completely honest. This game has left zero mark on me.
Really?
I liked Dragon Age so much better.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I'm actually a little surprised about that because I thought you'd like it more as a shooter.
This game
This
would have
is
been
a
a better
shit shooter.
movie. This game would have been a better movie.
I think this game would have been a better CRPG. I think them doing the 3D RPG thing actually makes it a much clunkier, weirder game.
I don't actually know which came out first between Mass Effect and Dragon Age. I think it was Dragon Age.
Mass Effect is
I'm pretty sure-
2007.
2007?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure the first one was still on Xbox 360. Like, this is a HD era only series. So if there
Great,
was a
thanks
Dragon
for
Age
giving
on
me
original,
Veilguard's- Thanks,
you gotta-
Google.
You gotta type the one you want. It's otherwise
2009
it's
is
just
Origins. So
Really?
Mass Effect came out first. Yeah.
so that would explain it.
It sure feels like it.
Yeah, that would explain
This is
it.
their first game. I want to bring up, because this is a little relevant. It was their first game, and it was kind of a breakout success as far as I understand it.
Here's the thing. I can see why almost 20 years ago it was a good game.
Yeah.
But now, when the game's about
Nowadays,
to turn
not so
20,
much. It doesn't hold up very well.
It's
I was
hard to
gonna
go
say,
back.
in 2007, it didn't have quite a lot for competition.
I do kind of want to play 2 and 3 to see if they're better.
I bet 2's better.
I've played Andromeda, and it's
We don't talk about Andromeda.
Can I also address something, by the way? Because
Yeah.
the thing I was gonna get at with the breakout success is I remember that there was a satanic panic about this game of like a bunch of people being concerned that there's alien sex scenes in this game,
Yeah, it's
and
based.
be like, your kids are playing this.
Well, upon research, the only alien you can romance is just the blue lady. The other
Yeah,
two
the
are the
Asari.
humans.
Yeah. I don't know if it was this game or if it was later Mass Effects that had that satanic
This-
panic around
The
it.
second game, you can romance Garrus.
And Rex, I'm pretty sure.
No, you can never romance Krogan.
Oh, you can never romance a Krogan? Damn.
No.
This is my problem. This is not a Mass Effect problem. This is my problem with romance things in games. I'm okay if it's not there, but when you then do the, we only want you to do these specific people, that's worse. Let me date any character that is like in the game a lot that I am talking with a lot,
BioWare
or
has
just leave it
always
out.
been BioWare when it comes to romances. The one thing I actually do respect, the Veilguard is the only exception to this, and I get it because PG-3 just came out and also had it like this. But one of the things that I respect about a lot of BioWare romances is that the characters have in canon sexualities.
See, I'm okay
My
with
favorite
that.
example. Yeah, my favorite example is in Dragon Age Inquisition. If you ask out Sarah as a man, she says, "Well, you and I have one thing in common. We both like women."
yeah.
I'm okay with that, as much as I like to joke about, like, man, I always play as a woman, which means I just can't have the baddie that is Pan Am.
Yeah.
it's it's
Pan
fine,
Am is straight.
but like, I don't know. There's a lot of games like this one where it's like, I don't know. I wish I could just be with Garrus like right away, but I can't because they're like, no. They just say no.
Honestly, I
You
get
can
why
never
people were
be
so
with
thirsty for
Rex.
Tali.
Oh,
The
she's
Quarren
the
lady.
other one. You can do it in
Yeah.
2.
Like I said,
Garrus
it
and her.
is. Your choices are humans or conventionally attractive aliens.
Hey, I'll be honest. When it comes to the alien designs, they have enough out there designs that I'm okay with the humanoids. My favorite alien was the Elcor. Those guys that always state the emotion that they're about to speak in before they talk. I loved those guys. It's so cool that they they thought about having like an alien that's like, yeah, they actually don't speak the same way as everybody else because like it's hard for them.
Yeah, like
Frustration.
to continue what I was talking about. It's just like this game does nothing in a way that like makes me want to keep playing it. It does not. There's not a single thing like none of like. There's. I also would say like there's not a single thing that's straight up like absolutely unplayable.
Yeah,
But none of it is also like, man, there's this one thing that I just keep. I'll be honest. I don't care about tracking this one guy down. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about cover shooters. I don't care. So this game, this is just a very classic example of this game's not for me. Even if this game was new and it looked beautiful and amazing, because even the remaster is older and it's not like a super out there remaster or anything.
Also, the faces I don't think were changed. I think they were just remeshed, and it kind of looks horrifying in some instances, especially with the eyes.
Especially
you
talk
that one
about my
lady, Claire, I
invisible
think her name is.
scar?
Yeah.
My character has this giant bump ridge in the geometry across their face that's barely visible but catches all the worst lighting.
Speaking of the characters, I want to bring up the last conversation I had in this game was the lady you find on Eden Prime talking about how she doesn't like that there's aliens in the ship.
Wait, you didn't get off Eden Prime?
What? No, I did get off Eden Prime. I was having that conversation because we just found the blue lady, and she was like, "There's a lot of aliens on this ship," and I had the option to call her a racist. The last like major story progress I did was I was able to recruit the Asari.
Oh, you didn't get to the plant?
I did not.
Everyone else can commiserate about the plant.
So to put it to context, I told you about how I apparently guessed right on the first planet, but was severely underprepared for the fight with the Geth Behemoth. So my last like 3 hours of gameplay is just trying and dying to the Geth.
You want to talk about? I actually hit total playtime of 10.5 hours. I got just past the plant. Like, I finished the Distress Beacon planet. That's the first one I went to. I lost so much time to having to restart various parts throughout that fucking planet. Because I don't save repeatedly when I'm in the middle of action, and neither does the game.
I will say, I am kind of invested in the universe, so I might still beat this game. I think I am still invested to beat it.
I had to save like every level of the plant fight every time you go up the stairs.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do that originally, and I got to like the 3rd level and then died, and then I had to go back to the very beginning.
Yeah.
Anyone? The death screen lasts like 30 seconds before you can do anything.
Well,
I never noticed that, actually.
I think in the remaster they did that.
Oh, no, on mine.
Yeah, in the remaster, it's fine.
You just
your
kind of
character
fall over, and then it says mission failed.
Your character falls over, and it's like, whoa. It's like the Fallout. Imagine in Fallout if you had to listen to the whole whoa every time. Screen goes red, it zooms out from my body slowly, and then it says critical mission failure. And it's like,
yeah. For us, it's like you fall over, it plays the music, and as it's playing, you already have the reload save button.
No, it
takes so long for you. Honestly, I would have just been like, all right, I'm gonna have a hotkey for quick load.
That's the thing. For this being a PC port that doesn't have controller support, by the way, it's got none of the conveniences of PC. There was not even an FOV slider.
Now, to be fair, do you think someone making their first game like this would think of a slider for that?
No, but I don't know.
Because I would.
Huh.
Because I can't. I need it.
In 2007?
I mean, there's Call of Duty only got a couple years ago. This is still a thing. Having to fight for that fucking slider is a thing, and I'm currently battling it.
Reminder, though. You know another game that came out in 2007?
Also, Love, I wouldn't expect them to have an FEV slider.
You know another game that came out in 2007?
Huh.
Halo 2.
One of your favorite games of literally all time.
This game had to compete with Halo 2.
Oh no! It feels like I can see why people would like this game and
actually
would care about it. Unfortunately, this is why I was saying I think it's the conversation for me is pretty short. It's just not a me game. There's nothing to really Talk about it.
Correction. It had to compete with Halo 3.
What's funny is it competed with Halo, and it didn't necessarily lose.
No, because it's.
I wouldn't say it
game.
won. Yeah, as I say,
Well,
I wouldn't say
it was
won,
a
'cause
completely
it's not as
different,
popular.
completely different game style, so it wasn't direct competition. But I want to point
Yeah.
out all the story and grandness that Halo 3 had. I'll even point to the grandness that Halo 1 had. Or Marathon. We'll go all the way back down the line. And then we get to this game. Here's the thing. This game did something the opposite of a complaint I have with Cyberpunk, but in a way that still gives me a complaint. So, you go on a mission with this guy, and then that guy gets assassinated. And the game goes, you should care about that happening. The problem
you're talking
is,
about the very beginning.
I don't care, because I didn't get to know the guy. In fact,
I don't even
based
remember
on
his name.
Nihilus, based on his attitude and his choice of armor color, I thought he was gonna be evil.
Yeah,
Oh wait, did we lose Eelayne? She's not.
No, I'm here.
She's here.
I don't see her. She
Can you
talking?
hear her?
I'm here.
can you not hear her?
No.
You're gonna have to restart your thing because she's
Yeah.
here for the rest of us.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no. In the
Yeah, my big problem, right? Cyberpunk made you. Oh my god. Cyberpunk made you care and then denied you revenge. This game lets you get revenge,
There we
but
go.
does not give you the time to care.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Okay.
Weird.
Fixed.
Thank goodness. Saren's one of those funny things where, I mean, just like reading his name, you kind of get an idea that he's evil, because the only other character I know of named Saren is literally the toxic warframe of poison and poison.
I mean, you can also tell Saris is evil by just looking at
him.
the fact that he's covered in the evil robot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he is covered in, like, death tech, it looks like.
Like, that
How
stuff
did
is
nobody catch on
weaving-
to this guy is evil?
when he was hologramming into the council
Yeah,
meeting.
it's like half his face, his neck, a whole
Yeah.
arm.
All three of them are like, yeah, I have no reason to believe this guy's a traitor.
It's like, so you had a vision? Whatever. Get this guy on the call, and he shows up. He's got a Hitler stash. It's like, see, he's fine, perfectly fine. This is our guy.
He like see Hiles and points at you, calls you a slur.
Literally, what happened? What happened? You show up, accuse the guy of this. You've got a little bit of evidence and an eyewitness testimony. And they go, okay, yeah, sure, but let's ask the guy if what you're
Himself.
accusing him of is true.
Then he responds by calling you a slur.
We have done
effectively.
an internal investigation, and we have found ourselves not at fault. Good
Well,
day.
it's like YouTube. It's like the YouTube with copy claiming. If you if you battle a copy claim on YouTube, YouTube asks the person who copy claimed you to determine if they did it correctly.
You know that cutscene where he grabs the matriarch like really tightly at the very beginning? Could I also
Yeah.
just say, like, how does anybody even work for this guy? He seems like really unstable.
The plant lady tells you that.
Yeah.
If I can go through my notes,
Do it.
Also, the matriarch is a baddie.
she's also mind washed. So
Fair.
yeah, his spaceship slowly brainwashes you to believe how he thinks. So my notes. Wow, this game sure controls ... I love moving after I stop touching buttons. Game might have benefited by having Resident Evil tank controls.
No.
Like OG Resident Evil 1.
Honestly, I could see this game working with like Resi 4.
That's what I'm saying.
Put it in the
Like-
Resident Evil engine.
I love dialogue boxes that are not at all clear about what I'm gonna say. I'm calling it now, Nihilus is evil. Boy, was I wrong.
Boy, was I wrong. Nihilus
shot
dies doing
immediately.
a good thing.
Yeah, no. He's very much like he's doing two things. One, he's getting you ready to because as he's getting you ready to be
Yeah.
like, wow, a lot of aliens do not like humans. But he's too, you find out quickly he's too stern because he cares about the humans. But
Yeah.
since you're already deep into this relationship, but in real life, you know, the meta is I just showed up here.
Yeah.
I'm like a 5-year-old who just realized I'm conscious, and all of a sudden you're like yelling at me and being like, "You cannot fuck this up." It's like, well, I'm sorry, sir. What did I do?
Yeah, it does not work out the way they hoped it did, emotionally speaking. Go in heavy and head straight for the dick site.
Yeah.
Because I had to get in that funny mishearing that more than just me misheard.
Thanks, Keith David.
Man, I have a long ass neck. I took screenshots of it, by the way. My character's neck is like fucking 8
Your character
inches
looks like
long.
Candace from
I've
Phineas
got-
and Ferb.
It's true. Combat is decent since I'm almost always behind cover. Followed immediately by, I'm having an aneurysm with the dialogue options. Shepard never says anything even close to the presented option. Click sure is when a guy asks if information about me is correct. Shepard response is literally, how do you know all that?
Oh yeah, they look you up and
The guy goes, let me look you up in our system real quick. And then
you're like,
he asks,
how'd you
brings
know
up your
that,
name,
man?
service record, all that. The dialogue option, like the selection box, says sure is. Like, yeah, I'll confirm that. And my character immediately goes, how did you know anything about me, you fucking freak? It's like, wait.
Shepard pulls out the gun. How'd you know that?
Yeah, I literally, it feels like I'm giving dialogue suggestions to a schizophrenic. The Citadel is such a bore. It's built like a maze, and it's enormous.
Yeah, the Citadel is kind of hard to navigate, that's for sure. Well, it's not hard to navigate, it's just like boring to navigate. I mean,
Well, that's the thing.
I was gonna say maybe the original version where the textures are all bad. In the remaster,
Oh,
there's
no,
yeah,
the
there's signs and like fast
Just read it
traveling,
like a
but
city.
also I just don't like
So that's the
walking
funny.
everywhere.
The signs in my version are not readable. I have to mouse over them to have a subtitle pop up to say, this is what it says in English.
Yeah, no, that's terrible. In the remaster, it is legible, so you can just walk around and be like, "Oh,
No.
Citadel."
On
that
top
way.
of that,
okay, across the bridge.
Even when I did know exactly where I was going, I had to go through 3 elevators, 2 back alleys, and a fucking dorm room to get anywhere.
It's more of a chore to navigate if you don't want to
Yeah,
fast travel.
that's
And if
the
you
thing.
don't fast travel, then you like might miss out on.
Well, and even
Like
if
little
you do
side
fast
quests.
travel, you can fast travel somewhere and then not have a fast travel point back.
That's
So yeah, you've cut the journey in half, but you still have to walk your ass back anyway. Boy, I love all the enemies suddenly going from manageable to absolute pain. Suddenly, zombies I can't sneak up on exist. They eat all my bullets. So many resets. Yay. Yet 2 sniper rifle shots to the head to kill them? Unacceptable. I just pistol the whole time because that was the only other weapon I was
I had
actually
a-
skilled with.
I had
And
a
you can't
burst
sneak up
action
on them.
sniper rifle.
You can't sneak up on them because if they're in the curled up like fetal position on the floor before they wake up, they're immune to damage.
Yep. Just the way the Mass Effect intended.
Me overheating my sniper rifle, thinking I'm missing my shot. Turns out, no, you just can't.
No, I had an easier time against Geth destroyers.
Did we all use
I
snipers?
used all the
No.
weapons like I'm supposed to. I prefer
I
the
used
sniper though. I
sniper
used all
and
of them
pistol.
because
Me too.
constantly, even when leveling up, it's just especially around where you are. Like you said, all of a sudden around this time, enemies start becoming bullet sponges. So
Yeah.
it's like to kill one bullet, I'm hit sniper, pull out my rifle, unload a mag into them, and I pull out my pistol, I put a couple bullets into them with that gun, and then they die.
That's when I decided to.
Oh,
I
no,
had
all my
mods
guns were
on my
modded.
guns.
The game is just bullet sponge.
Okay. Did you use the more damage against organic stuff?
I'm not dumb.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just the
I mean,
the
I
game
am,
gets
but not.
spongy quick.
Like, you know me. The first thing I did the moment I booted this game up and had control, I explored every menu. Even things that you know me. I will go through
I did not, but the
all
game
that stuff.
is smart enough to not throw a giant tutorial at you, but is also smart enough to go, okay, and there's going to be parts of the story where you have to do this, so we will tell you. So it's like I went many levels.
Oh,
Yeah,
when you
like
put the
I went
thing
many
on the
levels without a
grenade.
grenade equipped, and finally the game was like, by the way, here's how you do this because we need that now. It's like, okay, thank you. I would have gone
Yeah,
the whole
it's
game
pretty
without
smart.
a grenade.
You still had the grenade. You just
Yeah,
putting
but
the mod on
by
the
doing
grenade.
that, it also takes you into that area where you're like, oh, this is where I do the guns and shit.
So, the last of my notes is, I swear my companions have been lobotomized. They suck so bad, they just stand in front of everything and die.
Garrus is hot, but he's not smart.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is very hot.
The companions aren't very smart.
Which is
and
why I
made me
keep him
miss
on the team
Dragon's
and
Dogma.
forgive him for all of his mistakes.
It made me miss Dragon's Dogma because Dragon's Dogma has such good companion AI.
Halo Marines have better companion AI. In Halo
Damn.
3, where they squad up with you temporarily, their AI is better than that. They take cover, you can give them other guns that they actually keep using. Garrus over here, who's got proficiency in rifles, switching over to his pistol, which I didn't give him an extra one because, again, rifles, so I just gave him all the powerful rifle. No, he's like, I don't know, I'm feeling a pistol. I'm like, wait,
I think it's funny.
why?
I think the only like good pistol I have is in Tally's hands because Tally's good with pistols.
I used Liara.
Garrison Rex, baby.
I kind of
Let me
swapped
tell
it up
ya.
here and there. Like I didn't like keeping the same party at all times.
Let me tell you, you want some wild elevator ride conversations, you should bring the Krogan and the guy whose species tried to genocide them.
Yeah, well, that's fair. A Turian and a Krogan being on the same elevator is about the same.
or whatever her name is, the glowing eye
Yeah,
lady.
sorry. Oh, Tally.
Going Eye
Tally,
Lady
that's
is
it. I had her
Tally.
and Garrus. So it's
I
mostly
had Tally and
just-
Garrus too.
They're
yeah.
both pretty introspective people. So every single time in an area, it's just them like, how did this happen? How did this happen? How did this happen?
No.
That's
I
all
think
got
my
from 'em.
favorite was just like on the lava planet, just dialogue. Like, 'cause sometimes they'll just throw out random dialogue. I ran by Garrus and he just goes, "Remember
I
to
would
stay
be willing
hydrated."
play the
I'm
others.
just sitting
This
there
is
like-
not a game where I'm like, oh yeah, I'll totally like beat this game eventually. I'm never touching this game again. It has
No.
it's got nothing. For
I'm
me.
uninstalling him. We're done
Yeah,
here.
we're done here.
I might.
I bought this
might.
game twice, and this is how I feel.
So, no, you want a wild conversation. Taking an elevator.
I am now selling a PlayStation 4 copy of the reimagining or the remastered trilogy. I don't need that.
You're not gonna try the other two games?
Taking an elevator ride, got Garrus, got Rex, and Garrus just goes, I'm surprised you're as okay with killing other Krogans as you are. Aren't you only a couple of generations away from extinction? And Rex just goes, you don't understand. For all your species talk of honor and, what's right, you've never had to face a real challenge of your morals. Either the people attacking us are aligned with Saris, which means it's business, or they're stupid, which means killing them is a gift to the universe. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
But just like having the audacity to be like, hey, I'm surprised you're okay with killing a bunch of you guys because, didn't the people who we literally sterilized, boy, aren't you getting pretty close to extinction?
Honestly, putting Rex and Garrus on the same elevator would be about the same as if you got Tali and put her on the same elevator as a Geth.
I just found there's like, is this by the same guy? I need to know.
What game?
It's like TCG, the card simulator where you own a store. Someone made one, but you're a Hot Wheel shop.
Yo.
Back on topic, did we want to rate this game?
It's called Supercar Collection Simulator.
Did anyone else have notes?
I already
have
explained all my
two.
notes.
It's all me complaining about controls. My first note, I continued playing where I left off, thinking I'll be in a hub area. Nope. I quit during the first Mako run. Now I get to play this. Now I get to play this bullshit. I get to the end of the run, and since I loaded inside the Mako, I don't know how to get in, and therefore I have no idea how to get out. So I'm stuck in the Mako for like 5 minutes. And then my second note is just, I go to the settings. I go to the keybinds where I find sprint is spacebar. Why? Also, use is spacebar, and you can't separate them. Cringe. Those are my 2 notes. That's it.
Yeah, that is not a thing in...
And that's what it is on console.
Not in the
Except for
original
with
version.
Sprint, you just hold it.
And I'm going to preface this, maybe, because I booted up where I played last time from, like, mid last year, where I was doing a challenge where I was playing a new game every day. I could have changed run to sprint myself, and if that is true, I'm so sorry. Past me, what the fuck were you doing? What the fuck? The only reason I could think of that is because I kept trying to run with shift. Maybe when I did that, the menu of like healing and stuff would come up, and I was just pissed off by that. So I changed it to space to make it more obviously like, no, this. But I don't remember. So
why
as far as
can't
know,
I
that's
sprint?
space.
Like, when I'm anywhere, why can't I sprint? Why can I only sprint in some places?
I was able
No.
to sprint anywhere. You just
No.
have limited sprint.
You can only do that in combat.
That
you
is
can do that
difference
everywhere.
between the original and remaster. In remaster, you can sprint in the Citadel. You can sprint anywhere.
God, that would make life so much better.
Not really. You can still only sprint for as long as you have a stamina bar, and you can't see the stamina bar in the Citadel.
Yeah, it's still limited.
Does anybody else have notes?
I just wanted to say that I hated fighting the stupid plant.
I
All right.
didn't die during that, but
I don't know how. I ran out of grenades and healing. Plus, my comrades would die every combat thing, and I'd have to wait for them to come back.
yeah, I didn't die during that. It was a pain. In that fight, it seemed like it broke its own rules. It's like, okay, you attack one of the stem, you break it, then Blue Lady is respawned. And then you break the next one, and then Blue Lady is respawned. And then you break the next one, and then Blue Lady's respawned. And then you get near the next one, and Blue Lady's there. It's like, hey, wait a minute. I just beat you.
Fun fact.
Why are you here now?
If you approach the doorway where she ambushes you before you've broken that other one, you can actually watch the edge of her boot as she spawns in right there in front of you. I know because on my 4th or 5th try getting to that point, I moved forward just enough to spawn her in, and then I went around to the area opposite of there where you had a clear view, and I just sniped her. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this.
Does everybody want to rate the game though?
Yeah.
What did I rate Dragon Age?
Let me pull that up.
I also want to know where I rated Dragon Age.
Dragon Age, you reviewed as a 6.5.
What was mine?
I will say, now that I've played Halo, and I've played
Huh?
a little bit of Mass Effect.
I don't think Dusty can hear you anymore.
Oh no, it happened to me. Oh no. Be right back.
He's just like, I thought he was just skipping right by me. I was like, huh?
No, you're not in this episode.
That's what I thought too.
Hello. So, how long was I muted for you?
Who knows?
Yeah, fair enough. What was my rating of Dragon Age Org?
7.
What do I have in the 5s?
Need for Speed Carbon.
Yeah, I
What
think
do
I could
have
put it in
the
5.
Eelayne puts it at a 5. What'd you say, Wulfryk?
Wasn't extremely.
What do I have in the 5?
I did have 5.
You don't have a 5. The closest thing is a 4. It's a
Sneeze less, bitch.
4.75. Once again, Need for Speed Carbon. Is this game better or worse than Need for Speed Carbon?
God. The worst part is like my opinion on Carbon was mostly informed by the fact that we had played Most Wanted before that, and it does everything Carbon does better. The only thing Carbon had that was like really neat was the like full body kit building. You know, I'm gonna give this game a flat 5. Because here's the thing. Carbon could be better, but at least in its stupidness, it's memorable.
You can tell the problem with Carbon is that it was rushed compared to Most Wanted. It has its abrupt ending. Its story is not nearly as fleshed out, despite the fact that there's more of it than Most Wanted. It also didn't really need to be a sequel, but it is like one of the few direct sequels. But if you just look at it as a racing game, it is a Need for Speed. It's fine. Fancy, what are you gonna rate Mass Effect?
It's gonna sound like a broken record, but where did I put
5.5.
Dragon Age?
In case you're wondering, you put Need for Speed Carbon as a straight 5, just like everyone else.
6.5.
Understandable. I was going to say, because I know you seem to have enjoyed it more.
Yes.
How bad did you want to fuck the aliens?
Least favorite part was the plant.
How bad did you want to fuck the
What?
aliens?
Liara is the only one that
Alright.
would.
Wow.
Not Tally?
Maybe Tali, but I don't know. I'm kind of scared of her ghost face.
Okay, but that's understandable. It kind of adds to the mystery for me. I kind of want to know what she looks like under there.
As a demisexual, the face doesn't matter. I'm not saying the body matters either. That is not what I'm saying.
I mean, to be honest, I feel like a lot of Mass Effect players saw
that
Tally's
doing
body.
a lot of work for you.
Yeah, I was about to
for
say,
the cis
Tally is
people out
very
there.
popular,
Yeah.
as far as I know.
It's like, yeah, just put a piece of tape over it. Perfect. We got it. That's hot.
What's that that scary movie clip with the lady with the super long tongue? They put a bag over her head and
I am going to give this game a 5. I'm going to say it is... Well, maybe I don't. That seems too high to me. I really did not care about this game.
Well, the reason I went with 5 is because that is such a neutral rating. It's forgettable.
Oh, we do know what Tally's face looks like. What?
Yeah, it's a 5. I was going to say, like, I enjoyed Need for Speed Carbon more, but it's more enjoyable, but I actually think, like, in a lot of ways, its story is, like, worse, so I think it evens out to a 5. So I think, yeah, Mass Effect is a 5. It's just a different kind of 5, and that happens sometimes. It's just like how The Last Jedi is a 0 out of 10, but so is Rise of the Skywalker, but for completely different fucking reasons.
The
I
Last
was kind of hoping it'd be
Jedi.
more alien, but I'm gonna post in the Telegram.
My favorite version of Tali's face is there's an artist who draws a lot of snakes, and they did a
You know what?
like a long face Tali, and it's really
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, I'm okay with this.
You would be human fucker.
I mean, I like the blue lady, but she's just blue and has tentacle hair.
She's my problem with Star Wars aliens.
Well, we knew she was gonna be human-like, but I feel like her having like normal human face features is weird.
even the Asari aren't quite normal human facial features. But they're like their biggest difference is that they look scaly.
Yes.
I don't like either of these.
Nah. Give me a Turian any day.
Yeah.
I kind of want to know what those what are they called? The guys in the gas masks. It looks like the ones whose mouths light up when they talk. I don't remember what they're called.
What?
The banker is one of them. I want to know what they look like under that suit.
Banker?
Yeah, the banker.
I don't know who you're talking about.
The guy who introduces you, the guy who works for the Shadow Broker.
Oh, Fist?
No.
Guy who works for, what do you mean?
The only
guy who
Shadow
works?
Broker related guy I did anything with was Fist, and I killed him.
No,
So
the
why
guy
I'm
who
thinking of
tells
the
you where to
Fist?
find Fist.
I learned where to find Fist.
The guy who hits on you if you're a female shepherd? Because that was just a human.
Barlavon.
Who?
I don't. But
He's a Volus.
A what?
How do you spell? Oh, Barlav.
You have more lore than any of us do.
What the fuck?
I don't remember this. Man
I don't
at
You guys
all.
played this game.
I don't
you
think
guys
I
played this game
interacted
with your
with
eyes
this
and
man.
ears closed.
This
No,
guy
no, I
I
just-
have never seen before.
I
never?
got my information from a
I-
drunk human at the bar.
Yep, same.
I explored
I was-
everywhere.
No,
I got my information from him.
What's their name?
Barlavon.
Can you share a picture? I'm lazy.
You should have met him.
Well,
Yeah, no, this doesn't look familiar at all.
This guy. I want to know what these aliens look like under their suits.
It looks like a gimp suit.
Oh, I feel like they're very fish-like, and I don't like that.
No, it seems like everyone else talked to the drunk human that hits on you.
Apparently, they're like mole rat people.
No, you can keep
I
it.
looked it up.
Put it away.
I also talked to the guy at the strip club.
It's not a strip club. It's just a bar.
I thought or is that a different guy?
There are ladies pole dancing in the
Is
middle.
there? I
Yes.
didn't see.
Yes.
The whole time there's like bass and women moaning in the back. Like
I
know
don't
how you-
remember that at all.
Yeah, that's also where you meet Rex, right? He's next to the drunk guy.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a strip club.
He's talking to the bouncer or whatever.
Yeah, that's a strip club.
Okay.
Somebody
whatever.
posted a little cutesy thing about them, and it's really adorable. And I posted
You
it
can't-
on Telegram.
Make Barlavon cute.
It's not Barlavon specifically. It's just a
His
Volus.
species is not cute.
Oh no, they could be.
I guess because you guys probably didn't explore as much as I did. There's like one of those Volus, the Volus like diplomat who's like super racist to humans. Did you not run into him?
No.
No.
He's standing next to an Elcor diplomat who is constantly talking about how all of his reasons for being racist are literally just like cope. Like they're actually straight up cope because his species also was taken on into the coalition like really early on into their life cycle. It's funny.
Though,
The reason I interacted with him is because I did the extra mile with the escorts quest to go and talk to the Elcor dignitary that like the guy the general thought, or like the general had deceived into thinking that she was spreading his secrets.
I didn't get that quest.
Oh.
Yeah,
the
I
only
mainlined
the
the
only
story.
2 quests I got in the Citadel were a guy was mad that he couldn't have his wife's dead body.
Yes.
And
I did that quest.
I failed that quest.
You failed it?
I didn't have any communication skills.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I had no points in any of my communication traits at that point. So I basically just had to tell the guy, sorry guy, sucks to suck.
I know you did the reporter quest where you told the reporter about Fist and everything. And she
Yeah.
reported on that shit fast. You were like hearing about it in the elevator ride away from her.
Yeah, I had literally just got done talking to her, and then in that elevator ride there was breaking news. This reporter has uncovered a criminal ring in the Citadel. More on that
Jeez.
now. And I'm like, oh,
And you're just
damn.
like, damn, that was fast. I'm picturing like the scene in JoJo with Kshibe Rohan drawing his manga
Yeah.
So who recommends the next game?
It's me.
It's Dusty, right? Yeah.
I have a question.
Yep.
Because
Okay.
there's one. I've been doing this thing with the racing games. There's one more.
You've been a racist?
I've been making us all racists. We've done a Need for Speed. Black was a part of it, despite it being a shooter. Then there was Burnout and another Need for Speed. Do I do the last Need for Speed, just get over with, or do we take a little side cut and we do a different game for now, and then next time
I do kind of want to take a break from all the
because
racing.
it would be specifically a third Need for Speed.
I would also like a break.
All right, then we're playing Spyro 2 specifically.
Okay. Can I find the reignited one?
If I have the reignited one, can I do 2 on there?
Yes, it is the same mechanically. I'm fine with that. In fact, as much as I prefer playing the PS1 version, I will probably be playing the Reignited trilogy. If you do not own it, this is also why I'm doing it. It is currently on sale for $10 on Steam if you don't have it yet.
I have it.
You know, you're making me kind of want to play Spyro: A Hero's Tale. That was the game I grew up with.
Later.
I know that's a different game, obviously, right? But like, still, I might recommend it later.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to change it. We're going to do Spyro 1 because I do want to play all the Spyros eventually. Actually, no.
Right.
Wait a minute. Actually, everyone here has probably played Spyro 1, haven't they?
A little bit, yes.
I have, yeah.
Would you be okay playing it, or do you want to do the second one?
I don't remember a lot about it besides just collecting the dragons.
I made it 3/4 of the way through the game, 100%ing it the whole way, so
we'll do the second one then. It sounds like we've played enough the first one.
I think I've played all of them at least a little bit, but I was very young for 2 and 3, I think.
Well, we're doing 2 specifically. 2 is my favorite of the original 3.
Okay.
But it sounds like all of us know some of... Because the story of the first one's simple. The dragons were frozen. Unfreeze them.
Yeah.
Nasty Gnork.
Nasty Gnork. Nasty Gnork comes back in A Hero's Tale, I think, doesn't he?
I don't remember. I've never played those games. That's why I want to play them eventually. I played 1, 2, and 3, and then I played the Enter the Dragonfly, and I was like, this is shit, and then I never played another one.
Well, yeah. So here's that's the funny thing I could tell you is that like the era of like Into the Dragonfly, A Hero's Tale, and all them, I think was the least popular era of Spyro. So, because I think A New Beginning and all that were more popular than 1, 2, and 3, or not 1, 2, and 3, but then A Hero's Tale, Into the Dragonfly, and all them.
Yeah, as far as I know, the Hero's Tale is the first of the trilogy that Ember is it? Or Ember?
I think Ember's introduced in that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's Ember, Flame, and they start introducing those other characters.
They're like in the game, but they're not like. They don't really have personalities that I remember. I don't think they actually have like characters. They just show up and talk to you.
Because that's a trilogy. I think they start getting more character later.
Well, yeah, A Hero's Tale has like that cheetah dude. There's a mission where you can play as Sparks. There's a mission where you can play as this penguin guy.
There's
a few others.
That's the third one.
No, I know A Hero's Tale has a lot of the different side characters playable.
Because Sergeant Bird is in the third one, so is Hunter. Okay, well, yeah, we'll do the second one. It's my favorite. It sounds like Fancy. Have
You're
you ever
opening
played
a door.
What?
Have you ever played the second one?
Nope.
No, and I know Wulfryk hasn't either. So yeah, that one fits in. We've played it, but they haven't. So we'll do 2.
Yeah. We can
It's my favorite one. Be nice. I'm kidding. If you hate it, you're allowed. I'm putting a 10 out.
I'm gonna rate it a 0.
It's a 10 out of 10.
-5.
Just so you're aware. Preemptively, it's a 10 out of 10. I've already wrote it down.
I'm gonna rate it a -10.
So yeah, we'll do Spyro 2. The other reason is that game is pretty short. It's much longer than the second one, but it's also like you can beat it. I'm pretty confident you could beat it in under 10.
I'm not going to.
What's the? Maybe not. How long?
I'm looking at how long to beat. Give me a second. Main story is 7 hours.
Yeah, you could do it. You're forced to.
It's
You're fucked.
Ripto's Rage, right?
Yep.
Yeah. 7 hours. Main and sides is 8 hours.
Which is a Spyro game that has skateboarding?
That's the third. That's the end of the third one.
Oh, okay.
That's the unlock.
I
You beat
remember
the third one,
skateboarding
you
a
get-
lot
Yeah, if you
in Spyro.
because that came out during the peak of Tony Hawk. So they were like, we need a Spyro. We need skateboard.
I love that it's not explained at any point. I don't think at like why they have skateboards or anything like that, or like why a dragon is skateboarding. It's just he's skateboarding now.
Tony Hawk changed the timeline.
I think it does. I love it.
The real Tony Hawk changed
The real
timeline.
Spony Hawk. They introduce Tony Hawk into the game. They make him an actual just Hawk, but he's got like a realistic Tony Hawk face, it's like photorealistic.
Yeah, the other reason I wanted to try to choose a shorter game is if, you know, this Oblivion remaster is a thing, at least 3 of us are buying it and playing it.
Yeah.
So, and that will probably be just like a couple episodes ago where it's like, hey, we're opening it with talk of that. We're doing 2 games today. I have a feeling that's going to happen, so let's do Spyro 2 instead of a 15-hour Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, the
Yeah.
next Need for Speed eventually will be the most wanted by the people who did.
Criterion?
Yeah.
Is it the one on the Xbox 360?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I played that one a lot when I was younger,
I've
so I might
played
actually
it
get a
before
kick out of
little
this.
bit.
Yeah. That is why we've done it. We started with, hey, this is like the best Need for Speed. Also, there's this company doing this side thing. They're like making a shooter. Also, they've done Burnout. Hey, here's what the Need for Speed guys did. Oh, look, that side company, they're remaking the game now. That's what the thing is. So we're finally at the end. Eventually, we'll play that game. But for now, I'm old and I want to reminisce. So we're doing Spyro 2. Even though I don't need to do this, I play this game like once a year, once every 2 years. It's constant.
Fair.
Well,
It's constant.
is that everything?
Last
Can I go to
days and
bed?
nasty Nork.
No.
I'm tired.
I'm a fawn, you dork.
What?
I'm quoting Spyro 2.
Is Tom Kenny still Spyro?
Yes, he is Spyro through the original 3.
Is he Spyro like past that point?
I don't think so. In fact, I'm pretty sure through the trilogy later, I'm pretty sure that's Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Spyro, a Hero's
Justin
Tale.
Long in Skylanders Academy.
Voice actor.
Justin Law.
Long.
Maybe I'm wrong.
He's Matt Mercer in Skylanders. And Josh Keaton and Elijah Wood in A Hero's Tale.
Very
Or no,
unrelated.
he's Jess Harnell in A Hero's Tale and Elijah Wood in the Legend of Spyro series, which I think is the
That's
A
the
New Beginning.
that's the trilogy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
I miss the New Beginning stuff. I remember enjoying A New Beginning a lot when I was young.
yeah. So when we start getting the other dragons a lot more, that's when Elijah Wood is Spyro. That's fun.
Yeah.
Incredibly unrelated. We might potentially be getting a new prototype game.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, that's how I was with the Oblivion remake too, where I was like, I want to believe it, but I'll believe it when I see it. If I don't see it, then it's not happening.
I am exceptionally neutral on the idea. I just wanted to say that it is something that is a might maybe.
A prototype could be really fucking cool coming out, but still,
I mean, the hardware could definitely like get impressive with it.
yeah. This is what I mean. Is like it could be a really sick fucking game. even a remake of the original game, or a reimagining could be really fucking sick.
I've never played a prototype. I just know people like them.
Neither have I.
You played Infamous, right?
Yes.
They play practically identically.
Okay.
So you know the control scheme.
Cool.
Except imagine if your power of absorption was absorbing people and you were brutalizing them in the process.
I mean, you could do that in Infamous. It's just you were the bad guy specifically when you did that.
Yeah,
You
that's true.
could tape them to the cement and then suck their soul out in that game.
In this one,
I forgot about that.
In this, instead of doing that, you just thing them.
God, you're actually making me want to play Second Son again.
I just want to play the first one or two. I love the original two so much.
Literally can.
I want to play Second Son again.
You play that on your own time, and then you can come in with a rating on it because we played that on the podcast already.
Oh yeah, yeah,
of
that's
the
right.
lost
Because I've never
episodes.
done that.
Yeah.
It's one of the
I've
lost
played the game
episodes.
before, and I usually went evil just because I liked killing people in the streets.
Yeah.
But you know,
If you wanted to play a couple hours of it and to tell us what you thought of it, we'll do it. Absolutely. Then we'll get
I
your score on it.
remember. You want to hear something funny? Infamous Second Son, Killzone Shadowfall, and Call of Duty Ghosts were the first 3 games I ever got in the PS4. And the funniest thing about all that is that all 3 of those games were like unbelievable graphics to me.
I mean,
Dragon
yeah.
Age Inquisition came next.
I will say, now that I've played the first Halo, and now that I've played Mass Effect, I've never played a Gears. I'm missing that one, the one.
I've also never played Gears of War.
That's the third big Xbox game from this era. I've never played.
Yeah, I've never played a Gears of War.
If someone ever recommended one, I'd play it. It's been years.
I remember.
I looked on Steam. The only one on Steam is 5, and the new one coming out. So we'll have to.
Well, I can fix that.
Yeah.
There was another game
We'll have to emulate it.
that I remember from Xbox that I thought was really cool as a kid, but I remember nothing about, which was Army of Two.
Oh man,
Good old cover shooters. Let's go.
Yeah.
My roommate. Fun fact.
I never liked cover shooters. I don't know if you knew that from this review, but I don't like cover shooters usually.
Is that why you didn't like Outriders?
That's also why the only one that's really gotten me was Division 2. That's the closest. That's the only one that I've actually liked.
It was
really
the
gotten
car
into.
door closing, wasn't it?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Kind of. Just being able to like fuck this door.
Yeah, so fun fact. I've played the entire series of Army of Two
Done.
side by side with my roommate.
Do I not own an Army of Two? I feel like that's the game I would have bought just because I saw it. It was like, oh, shooter.
You keep
I'm
saying
shooter,
boughten,
man.
but that's not a real word. It's bot.
What?
Button E.
What?
Yeah, you keep saying boughten.
I'm a hick. You can leave me alone.
Fuck you. You know what's funny also, but it just makes me think of that Russian Badger clip, by the way, when we were talking about Gears, where it's like, yeah, spoilers for Gears of War 3, a game that came out 12 years ago. Dom fucking dies. It's like just popping into like a room and just be like, spoilers for Harry Potter, Snape fucking dies.
So Spyro 2 next time. Maybe Oblivion remastered.
Hopefully.
Yes.
I can
Spyro
dream. Spider.
Giant enemy spider.
Giant enemy crab.
Or
It's historically
Ridge
accurate, you know?
Racer. That's whenever I think of giant crabs, I think of that fucking This
End
game is
it.
super realistic. So anyway,
End
here's
it.
the giant enemy crab.
Yeah.
End it.
That makes
Cast
me
it
think
into
of
the fire.
another game in a future presentation was like, well, this game does take place in historically accurate Japan. There
Here's
are
a giant
unfortunately
enemy crab.
no giant enemy crabs.
No. Abrupt ending. Ah!